Good morning, folks. Good Monday morning. If Georgia Congressman Doug Collins does not run for Senate, I may have to. This is going to be my look. It worked for who? It worked for David Perdue, right? This is my outsider. I'm an outsider, right? David Perdue. Wait a minute. Did he do this? I don't remember. Did Perdue go around and campaign like that? How exactly did he do that? This is my Trump 2020. I'm all in, folks. Trump 2020. Oh, God. Messed up my hair. Crap. There you go. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show, 8:01 this morning from Ellijay, Georgia. It is 1/13/2020. And, all right, let's say this. I want to talk about a couple things. Yes, impeachment headed our way, right? Impeachment headed our way. 2, Soleimani is dead. 3, Bernie Sanders. Heart breaks down and keeps on ticking. I mean, whatever you want to say about this guy. Socialism, no. Bernie Sanders, dude, keep on going. The guy had a heart attack, and he's beating Biden's ass, and he's beating the little gay guy's ass, and the one-time Indian warrior princess, Pocahontas. I mean, all right, so we're going to talk about that. What else are we going to talk about? Impeachment, Soleimani. The kids. What the kids of America are missing out, but the kids around the world are catching on to. That's Donald Trump and freedom. The kids in America want to rush into what? The kids around the world are protesting against. The kids, they like our president around the world. They just don't want to let you know it. So anyhow, we got a lot going on. Here's what I put on Facebook this morning. We're going to talk about it. There's a couple things I want to talk about, all right? Number one, and we're going to get all over the map. We're going to get into Facebook. What we're going to get into the Senate race, a lot of races going on. But I got to say, George Stephanopoulos, he has to look over for 17 minutes at Nancy Pelosi and think, you're delusional. I mean, they agree with Pelosi trying to get rid of Trump, but you can't tell me that sitting there doing a 17-minute interview that close that you're not getting off the air and going back to your producer and say, she's lost her marbles. She's delusional. She's gone crazy. Anyhow. So do you think, Congressman, this is my question. Now listen to me because we're going to talk about this, okay? I'm going to get into detail of why my answer is yes, okay? Do you think Georgia Congressman Doug Collins should run for Senate? I say yes. So put the number back up. If you have an opinion, okay, on Congressman Collins running for, let me get my collar down. I mean, you can only be so cool for so long. If you think Congressman Collins should run for Senate or should not, text me right there. Let me know, okay? Now, the other thing I want to look at, and this is really way out front, but it is election time. Some things are starting to fall into place, all right? And what I mean by that, the 2020 Republican National Convention in Charlotte. It's obvious they're going to go to the convention and the delegates are going to renominate and they're going to stand up and say, all the delegates, and we renominate President Donald Trump to be our candidate on the ballot. Truly, that's what happens regardless if you're president or not. The convention is used to nominate or renominate somebody to be their candidate on the ballot. So that's going to be an obvious, okay? That's obviously going to happen. But what's really going to take place at the Republican National Convention in 2020? What do you think really will happen? See, there's going to be a night where the president shows up And he walks on stage and the family and the balloons drop and he's going to give a speech and they're all going to cheer. But what about the 4 days of meetings? What's going to go on then? I have something of interest we want to start talking about now, okay? Because you want to talk about the party, the country. 4 more years with Trump, we have an opportunity to really nail down and turn some things around in this country. But at the same time, don't forget, all the time, every time you hear Trump remade the Republican Party, it's Trump's party. Trump completely turned it upside down and it's a different party. What if they want to go back to the party they've known from yesterday of like the Mitt Romney? Stay with us. Okay, let's talk about that. The Georgia legislative session, okay? Another thing I want to talk about this morning. Give me number, I thought I sent it to you this morning. Maybe I did not. I thought I numbered and sent it to you. I did not. So let's just go to number 58 really quick. All right. The Georgia legislative session starts today. If you're out there nationally, 58. Go with 58. Okay. The Georgia legislative 2020 session under the Gold Dome kicks off today. Okay. Will you vote for gambling? Now, let me say this if you're in Georgia. I think if you've paid attention over the years, casino. Somebody asked me the other day, will this what all will this include? Everything, folks. Everything. They're going to go for it one shot on the ballot, and they're going to name it gaming. Okay. I love it because they talk about gaming. Will you accept gaming? It's gambling. All right. Are you okay with gambling in Georgia? So they're going to go with the. You're going to have the slots. You're going to have the tables, the blackjack, the casino. You're going to have sports betting, dog tracks. You're going to have the horse track. You name it. The OTB. You're going to get it. So let me look in the camera and tell you something. Okay. Blue Ridge, Georgia, Fannin County, Georgia. You will have some real interesting people coming up 5:15 one day in the near future to sit down and gamble in Blue Ridge. Yes. Why it won't happen here? Will you get, okay, let me go on this. Let me say this morning before we get rolling. Will you get the blown out, total, complete casino? I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be able to play blackjack. I don't know if there's going to be guys and ladies there in little bow ties dealing out the cards. I don't know. I don't know if the roulette wheel will be spent. I don't know. But I bet you those little one-armed bandits will be lined up, and I bet you there'll be some nice OTB places up there. There will be some nice gambling houses right there in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Now, I don't know about a whorehouse. Sorry. Gambling, house of whatever. I didn't say that. Wipe that out. I'm just saying gambling. They want to cut off the bleeding going over to Murphy. They want to cut that money off running over there to Murphy, North Carolina, to Harris Cherokee Casino. So do I think you will see gambling in Blue Ridge? Oh, yeah. Anyhow, point being, it will be on the ballot. So let me say this. We're going to talk about the Georgia legislative session. Governor Brian Kemp. Now listen to this. Okay. Governor Brian, we talked about the other day, we've touched on the film industry. We'll talk about the film industry a little later today in Georgia, but pay attention to this no matter where you're at in the United States. Sales tax revenue was down October and November. So let me say this, okay? Sales tax revenue in Georgia was down for 2 months. okay? The last 2 months, October and November. I don't know about December, but it's enough to where your state lawmakers are concerned on sales tax revenue. Second, all right, Governor Brian Kemp wants a $200 million reduction in the state budget. Okay, fine. Then Governor Brian Kemp promised $5,000 per teacher. Now, I call it the buy the vote campaign promise, or sway the vote, or please vote for me. I mean, you can't get any better than purchasing a vote. I like my governor. Give me number 19. I knew I had it. So here's Ralston. Okay, I went down to a pre-legislative press conference with House Speaker David Ralston there. Okay, Ed Ralston said I didn't make that campaign promise, but the governor wants a $200 million cut in the budget. He wants to fulfill. Okay, he wants to fulfill the campaign promise he made of $5,000 per teacher, which got $3,000 in the budget last year. He wants another $2,000 per teacher. He wants to fill that promise. It's not going to be really easy 2020 economically to put a budget together under the Gold Dome. I do not think everybody's going to sing Kumbaya. I don't think everybody's on the same page, and it'll be interesting to watch. And we'll talk a little more about that later. But are you going to vote for gaming in Georgia? Are you okay with that? So, hey, let's talk about number 5 for just a minute. All right. Should Congressman Doug Collins, run for office? My answer is yes. Yes, I do think Collins should run for office. I'm going to explain why. Kelly there, her support is AstroTurf, okay? Remember the Tea Party, and the Tea Party was called AstroTurf? Well, this is the real deal, okay? Kelly Loeffler's support and her handlers are just AstroTurf, okay? And stay with this, because I'm going to explain this in the segment I do on why I think Congressman Doug Collins should run for Senate, all right? Loeffler is claiming a connection, and let me go to, let's go to number 8, okay? Loeffler is claiming a connection to the grassroots. They're claiming, oh, she is really catching on fire, okay? She showed up, did she show up this past Saturday morning at the Fulton County GOP morning breakfast, Saturday morning breakfast, unannounced, surprise? Yes. Did she take open questions from the audience? No. Did she show up week before last on a Saturday at the Cobb County GOP meeting on a Saturday morning? Yes. Did she talk to the group? Yes. Did she take questions from the floor? No. Has she taken any open questions from anyone? No. Her handlers, there's no grassroots. Now, Jeannie Seaver, if you watch this at a later time, I think the world of Jeannie. She's a hard worker. She does what she's supposed to do. She's a grassroots coordinator. She was Donald Trump's grassroots coordinator around Georgia. I mean, not Trump. Yes, Trump. She worked grassroots coordinator with Trump, volunteer, and then she was the state grassroots coordinator for Governor, then candidate Brian Kemp. I went to some of her trainings for grassroots coordinating for Kemp. I was in the back of the room and sat through a couple of them. This is a friend. But she is not the grassroots that Kelly Loeffler, they're leading you to believe, is connecting with. I'm going to explain why Collins should run for Senate. 2, why he has the grassroots that would put him where he needs to be, well above Kelly Loeffler in a statewide race. That's my opinion. All right, so we have two good nights of TV coming our way, right? Is that what we're calling it? Two exciting nights of TV. Give me number 12. I'm sorry, number 12. Number 12 there. Trevor Lawrence, number 16 for Clemson. Burrow, right? Burrow, number 9 for LSU. Tonight is the now I have to take a nap. I got to stay up tonight, okay? I got to stay up tonight. All right? Now, so I am not pulling for a team. I'm not doing it, okay? People are tired of hearing me, but I had an opportunity to watch Trevor Lawrence play 3 high school football games on the sideline at Cartersville in his high school career, and I just enjoyed it so much. I got an opportunity to just briefly meet him and say hello in his high school senior year. I think it's senior or junior year. I just enjoy the young man. I like how he does not let the scoreboard get him down, the situation change his ability to drive down the field and make big plays. And it's smooth, okay? The other guy here, Clemson's defense gives him one opening. The night could be over real quick. So I think this is a much anticipated game. Can LSU put it away in 5 minutes? Possible. I don't know if Clemson could come back on this kind of defense or this kind of team like they did Ohio State. So we will see. Number 11 tonight at 8 p.m. I got to go home I got to go take the nap. All right. 14-0 versus 14-0. I do think they are the two teams that should be there. I do. I think they're the two teams that should be playing tonight. All right. Still, to me, national champion Clemson. Until you lose, you're the national champion. Playing LSU. So that's going to be, I got to go take a nap because I got to stay up late. I'm going to watch that one. Now, the second big night of TV this week. It's all happening this week, okay? Let me see if I have it here. Second night of TV. And they're excited about it. I had it here just a second ago. Number 43, all right? Is that 43? That's not. There you go. Number 43. Dems' choice for nominee among Iowa's likely caucus goers. Bernie is up to 20. Tomorrow night's the debate. Is it tomorrow night? Is the debate, the CNN debate there in Iowa? I do think the ratings will be up a little higher for this debate tomorrow night than the others. I think it'll be up a little higher. I may even watch this one as though I don't care. I may watch this one. And number 52, we will talk about officials try to explain Iran intel. Trump claims Soleimani targeted 4 embassies, no evidence put forward. Okay. I'd like to do the game show, but obviously we get sued in like 1/10 of a second. America Family Feud, okay? I'd love to. And I'd love to put the two people, that buzz in and get the first one. We surveyed 100 Americans out there, 100 Americans, and we asked them, let's say if, okay, if Soleimani would happen to have been in Baghdad for none other than the connecting flight to hell he was well on his way to, if he would have been in Baghdad to orchestrate or continue or to complete the attack on the embassy in Baghdad, and we have intel that they were going to try to get 4 other groups, militia groups, terrorist groups that Soleimani had trained around the world to do an overnight simultaneous embassy attack. and start watching Trump have to deploy troops to 4 different embassies. If there were plans of that, are we sure that those plans ended at his time of death? If we have any kind of intel that possibly other embassies around the world were set up for attack or future attacks, we should really come and say, yes, number 1 was going to be ours at this time, and then they were going to do them in like 2-hour intervals to keep the news cycle going for 4 days on attacks of U.S. embassies. We really need to come out and just fully go in detail. Now, I understand what Mike Lee of Utah said about the briefing. I understand what some said about the briefing, but let's not rush too fast to say that there were not imminent threats on Americans that Donald Trump saved through making a decision, lives. Now, so Iran, let me see this one here. Iran shoots down. Let's go with number 22. Iran shoots down and kills 176 people. They kill Ukrainians. Now, here's what I would like to see. I would like to see the matchup of, I like to see the chart of how many Ukrainians were killed by a missile, a Russian missile. How many Ukrainians were killed by a Russian missile? By accident? Yeah, you say. How many Ukrainians killed by a Russian missile by Iran versus how many Ukrainians died fighting Russians due to the fact we withheld aid, much needed aid. Russian missile. How many Ukrainians did a Russian missile kill? How many Ukrainians were killed in the Great Battle? The Great Battle, I don't know why they haven't named it, of Russia against Ukraine waiting for military aid. How about we'll take a break right there and we'll come back and talk about that. And they want to give Russia a nuke. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay. Who was running that missile, launching those missiles? Here's a generational one. Dobbs from F Troop. Give me number, and let's take our first break of the morning. Give me number 57. There he is. Neil Peart, Rush. Rush is over. There's no Rush. You can never go see Rush. Let me tell you something. It's just like Lynyrd Skynyrd, okay? When people post that they're going to see Lynyrd Skynyrd, you are not going to see Lynyrd Skynyrd. You got it? There you go. If in the future people post they're going to see Rush, you can never see Rush again. If you did, great, awesome. It's a memory you'll always have. But Rush is over. There's no replacement for that guy right there on the drums. I think he hit those Pearl drums. I think they were Pearl. Anyhow, I'm going to take a break. We'll be right back. Tom Sawyer, take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment, All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, what I want to do is, first off, yes, we will, I promise today, Nancy Pelosi is going to send the articles of impeachment over, okay? Iran is, the kids are marching in the street. They're tearing down Soleimani pictures. They're asking for the Ayatollah to step down. One thing after another. I get it, all right? But what I want to get at here, and I hope this is a national broadcast, all right? And I understand Iowa is happening. We'll get out there, the Democrat national debate tomorrow night for presidential candidate. I think about 3. So let's start here, okay? Let's start here, and I want to put this. Number 5. And I want to stay with this segment, keep it this way because of a reason. Do I think Congressman Doug Collins should run for Senate against Kelly Loeffler, who was appointed to fill the seat of Johnny Isakson, the retired senator, to fill his term? That will be on the ballot in November in what's called a jungle primary. Do I think he should run Yes. Some say, well, if he runs, he will hurt the party. Some say if he runs, he will, it'll be a direct conflict between him and Governor Brian Kemp. Okay? Some say what we should do is coalesce behind Kelly and pretend like she's really reaching out and is becoming a great part of rural Georgia and understands us, so we could have kumbaya in 2020 and no division at the ballot. I disagree on all. I think he should run. Now, that being said, I think he should run if he wants to be the senator representing you in Georgia at this time. Now, Perdue, and the reason I wore my jacket and everything, have a little fun with the Georgia State Senate, red hat. David Perdue, is on the ballot, but remember, David Perdue promised Georgians, if you're out there nationally, our senator, David Perdue promised Georgians 2 terms. Okay? So, A, does Collins run against Loeffler now? And if Loeffler is not opposed and she wins, has she promised 2 terms? Or how long will Loeffler be there? And it's pretty hard to pull once they've served a couple years to pull a sitting senator out. Pretty tough to unseat one, let's put it that way. So if Collins does not run now, he would have to wait to really run for the next open seat. The next open seat, according to what Perdue's campaign promised, 6 years. He would have to wait 6 more years. Now, will Collins be able to retain the 9th district for 6 years and then be available to run? Yes. But I will tell you this, 1 week in politics is an eternity. So for Collins to make a decision to wait 6 years for David Perdue's 2nd term to end to run for an open seat. Now, if you run in an open seat, then you're not looking like you're causing a rift or a division in the party. But a lot can happen within the next 6 years. What can happen? Obviously, in 6 years, there'll be a new president. Obviously, in 6 years, will Georgia demographics change to a point that it's going to be harder or more difficult for an open seat to go to a Republican? Is it going to be a given? Right? The unknowns for 6 years are enormous for Collins to run in an open primary where he wouldn't look like he is splitting the party. Those are the unknowns 6 years from now. So you go into what we know now, okay? So my first is, should Collins run? My answer was yes. Do I want him to run? Well, selfishly in the 9th district, because that's where we're broadcasting, selfishly, no, okay? I don't want him to run. I want him to continue for the next 4 years with Donald Trump there. Because there's one thing in the House of Representatives, because let me say this, okay? There's a couple things that we have to pay attention to with Congressman Doug Collins in Washington, D.C. One, I think we're going to take back the House, Republicans. I think we're going to take back the House. Now, we still have 11 months to see what happens, but we got our work cut out for us, but I think we'll take back the House. Second, Nancy Pelosi said on ABC when George Stephanopoulos asked her, okay, let's go quickly just to, let's say 28, okay, and we can come back here, okay. Yesterday, she was asked by George Stephanopoulos, stay with me, would the House be bringing up new articles of impeachment against the president? And what was Nancy's answer? Let's see what the Senate does. Okay, let's see what the Senate will do. Okay? So they're preparing more articles of impeachment. So go back to number 5. So the selfish side of me says, 1, in the 9th district, I want my congressman to continue to be Doug Collins. And I want my congressman not to be the ranking member, okay, of the House Judiciary Committee. I want him to be the Republican chair, no longer Jerry Nadler, okay, of the House Judiciary Committee. So that's my selfish thoughts. All right. Second, all right, I would like for Doug Collins to be the next Speaker of the House. I want him to be, but, okay, not going to happen. I understand. Slow your roll there, 9th District friends. Kevin McCarthy, if Trump stops, Kevin McCarthy bumps into his ass. Sorry, bottom line. Okay? Now, I am not a Kevin McCarthy fan. All right? Period. 2, Kevin McCarthy, Trump, the President of the United States is going to have a hard time going over Kevin McCarthy and helping somebody else become Speaker of the House, because just that, although I feel it's phony, Kevin McCarthy has made sure that his nose is pretty close to following, what do we call him, a brown noser to the President of the United States. So anyone is going to have, if Republicans, and don't get upset with me, it's not what I want, but if Republicans take back the House, Steve Scalise and Kevin McCarthy will probably be the top 2 dogs, maybe not Scalise, but McCarthy. So with my hopes of him being the chair, him being Speaker of the House, that's my selfish side. Now let's get to another side. Should he run for Senate now? Yes, if he wants to be a senator. So for the 9th District, one more thing, we're going to lay all this out methodically, all right, for the 9th District, okay? We can guarantee the voters of the 9th District that we send a Republican conservative to represent us in Washington. So that's something we do not need to be in fear of, okay? The 9th District of Georgia, Georgia 9th, is the 3rd most Republican district in the United States. So we're not going to lose a Republican seat, number one. And number 2, we can guarantee to the voters that we send a conservative representative to take the 9th seat. All right, so let's get to Kelly Loeffler. Okay, let's go to number 9. Let's get Collins off the screen, why he should run against her. Now, I want you to ask yourself, if you want, the look on David Ralston, House Speaker's face, okay? Now, I do know this. He was there, okay? Let me explain this, number 10. Let's explain this, number 10. All right, and here is Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan with Kelly and her husband. Now, we know, I forget who it was. It's not relevant at this time. Let's go back to number 9. Here's Kelly as she was introduced that day. And one of my favorite expressions from Georgia House Speaker David Ralston, it's my words. It's the I had to be here. I tell you, it's I was told to be here. Now, I have no insight in this, but I do believe Duncan and Ralston were told they better be standing there, because they're getting ready to go into a legislative session with the governor that just made this pick. And I'm pretty sure they were told by Governor Brian Kemp, my opinion, is if you're not standing there, you'll have hell to pay in the next House session. Okay. That being said, Duncan lost a major member of his administration, Jeff Duncan, look it up, Lieutenant Governor, because he would not work for Duncan any longer, knowing that the Lieutenant Governor was going to stand in that picture. He quit. So anyhow, so Loeffler has no experience. Well, that's okay. That's okay. We're not big on political experience. But the guy standing next to her that is clapping his hands, not the governor, not Ralston, is Jeffrey Speecher. He owns the New York Stock Exchange, okay? Owns the New York Stock Exchange. Loeffler is into cryptocurrency. They both are. There's so much digging you can do in these two and see why they may have persuaded the governor of Georgia to pick her. She has ended up on, let's just say, the Agricultural Committee. That's the lady with the green. And her husband that is clapping there, applauding, is probably the largest commodities broker in the world. Hell, you say. Now, Loeffler, we're not going to go down the old boring stuff, but Loeffler put her application in as the window was sliding. Just hours left to put your application in, and she put it in. Now, I'm just going to say also, he's in agriculture, she in commodities. A commodities company came along and purchased a company that a grain company that Governor Brian Kemp was involved with, that Casey Cagle made a big deal about, was being sued because they were defaulting to the bank. But some agricultural commodities company came here several months back and paid all the bills and everybody whole and cleared everything up for them. Well, hell, you say, that is nice. Interesting. So Loeffler is your new senator. Now, let me move to the second part. All right? It's just business, right? Loeffler happens to have, she happens to have the same campaign staff, all right, as Brian Kemp, the governor. Now, I would say Joel McElhaney is probably Merry Christmas baby. I mean, he's probably sitting there between him and Ryan Mahoney saying, we have $20 million to spend? Wow. So immediately, Parlay, which is the campaign consulting company, I think they're called, gets the contract to handle Kelly Loeffler. Period. Kelly Loeffler has been nowhere since the governor. There has been no impromptu or whatever you call it. There has been nothing. Everything has been scripted. Every interview, my opinion, don't want to get sued, probably will anyway. I mean, I'm talking about the owner of the New York Stock Exchange. You know, shoot, they'll figure out something. Kelly, my opinion is that she did not do an interview with anybody, radio, TV, nothing, newspapers, that was not scripted, and handed the questions to them. My opinion is nobody got an interview that did not agree to follow the game plan, okay? I know it's not my opinion. I feel strongly I can prove that the handlers, Loeffler's handlers, reached out across the state to a handful of people to give her a grassroots look, like she was now a grassroots candidate, and she was being supported. They did everything they can to not quite say it. I haven't heard David Schaefer say anything because I don't think he can. That's the chair of the GOP in Georgia. They did everything to make it look like all the Republican muckety-mucks, big people, were supporting her. It's not true. None of it is true. I'm going to take a little break. I want to stay on this, but if you want to know why I think Doug Collins should run against her, and all the people saying, oh my God, you can't do that to the governor, and you just can't do that to the Republican Party, and you've got to be a party lockstep. I'm going to give you my reasons why this needs to happen if the congressman would like to be the next senator. Take us to break. We'll be right back.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
All right, so folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. So let me say this. We're talking about this morning, my comment is, yes, I think Doug Collins, if he wants to be the senator from Georgia, should run now against Kelly Loeffler. Now let's go back a little bit. So we know the governor, number 6, Brian Kemp, appointed Loeffler. The entire state, okay, there's a cloud of suspicion, really wondering what took place, what really happened here. Now, you can see over one shoulder of Loeffler, the top of the head of David Ralston, and the other shoulder, Jeff Duncan, okay? I'd like to know if the governor really has the support, full, true support of both of them, the lieutenant governor and House Speaker David Ralston, in this pick. It's irrelevant. So just so you know, he does have the constitutional authority to make this pick. Just like our President of the United States, everybody's yelling what he does from time to time or what he happens with our president, but our President of the United States has constitutional authority to do things. Governor Brian Kemp, according to the Constitution of the state of Georgia, it was his obligation to make that pick. But he picked Kelly Loeffler. So 1, the suspicion around it. 2, okay, in the back of the room, a lot of people, okay, are whispering they're not on board. And I mean the back of the room of the Republican Party, not just the 9th District, okay? I'm talking the back of the room of these Republican parties, even in Cobb, okay? Even in Cobb, even in Fulton, are wondering why. Now, when she was picked, a group swooped in, Ryan Mahoney, okay, and Joel McElhenney, parlay. That's their job. I'm not mad at them. That's their job. They got the job. Number 2, why did she immediately have to put up a $20 million wall, no pun intended, for her election? Why did she immediately put up a $20 million wall to hold people off, to stop people from running against her, right? Number 3, we'll just say it like this, if you listen to everything she said that day when she was announced, obviously some of us know who wrote that. Some of us know it was right in line with what she's supposed to say. If you've noticed, since the day she stood on that stage right there next to the governor and her husband and others, okay, she is reading the talking points, nothing else, the talking points. And if all else fails, say build the wall. So there was a lot that had been speculated or went around on the internet about her before she was picked, okay? You know, I'm happy she's from Illinois. I'm happy she grew up on a farm. Good for her. I'm happy she played basketball. Okay, I do not think this is a bad person that didn't work hard through her career. Okay, I'm glad she made it through college. She's a successful businesswoman. Good for her. Good for her. Okay, good. Happy for all that. Okay, so number one, she's not from here. I understand what I just said. All right, you're going to say, well, look, he's just ignorant. He's going with, but no, she's not from here. She's not from Georgia, number one, okay? Two, every interview she's done was scripted. Everywhere she has went to is scripted. She's only, that I'm aware of, done one interview in North Georgia, and that's with a radio station in Gainesville in the 9th District with Martha Zoller. Now, I like Martha, but God knows Martha and Doug are not friends. They're probably never going to be friends and never going to support each other. They ran against each other when it was an open seat for Congress in the 9th District, when Nathan Deal left the 9th District to run for governor. So Martha Zoller, over in the 9th District, right, she worked for Brian Kemp, okay? So Kelly did a radio interview in Gainesville with Martha Zoller, who probably got the questions from Ryan Mahoney, who, when Martha Zoller ran for Congress, Ryan Mahoney ran her campaign. I'm just saying. And it's just the way it works. I'm not saying anything negative. But do not believe 1 ounce that she went down, my understanding, to Savannah. Let's go with number 8. Jeannie Seaver was Brian Kemp's grassroots coordinator, right? And I couldn't find the pictures, but Jeannie, she went down, and let's go back to Loeffler, number 6. She went down to Savannah to meet with the grassroots coordinator, Jeannie Seaver, and now Jeannie Seaver's out there, can't wait to help in any way, and started propaganda. There's propaganda that the grassroots is coming on board for Kelly Loeffler. Not true. None of this is true, folks. It is a rollout. It is a perfectly orchestrated rollout. I did not get an interview here. I did not. I sent text messages. Sure, we'll see what we can't work out. We all know why I did not get an interview in the 9th District. Let's be clear. In the 9th District of Georgia. We all know why I didn't. Because, one, some people find me to be too close to Congressman Doug Collins. Number 2, I may have asked her, Senator, I would never disrespect the senator, but I may have asked, Senator, what was it that caused you to make that decision on the last day, in the last hour, to put your application in? And what was it like? What did you feel like when the governor called and said he would like to interview you after you applied? Right? What was that? When you got that phone, oh my God, shh, be quiet, it's the governor. I think he's going to offer me the Senate seat. I may have asked that. They know in the 9th District they did not want her coming on the show and answering a perfectly good question, okay, that may have turned into a campaign ad for Doug Collins. I would not have intentionally done that, but never know. So, back to right here, her husband, number 3. Okay? Number 3 is her, number 3. Jeffrey Speecher, okay? Jeffrey Speecher, he owns the New York Stock Exchange. She is in cryptocurrency. She is now a senator, okay? She is now a senator that is on the Agricultural Committee that he probably would like to have some help with regulations. They regulate it. He might want some help. But let's move away from that, okay? A lot of talk that she's not pro-life, okay? We've got her team. Let's go with number 7, okay? Number 7, Stacey Abrams, okay? And that's her WNBA team and supports Planned Parenthood. A lot of talk. She's not pro-life, okay? A lot of talk. She's a Mitt Romney Republican. A lot of talk. A lot of talk that she did not give Donald Trump a dime when he was running in 2016. A lot of talk she didn't give Governor Kemp a dime when he was running in 2020 or 2018, right? A lot of talk surrounding her. But if all else fails, let's just say who she is, all right? We're wondering how she's connecting to the women because, first of all, she has no children, okay? She has no children. All right, I got no problem with that. That was her decision, all right? Or whatever the reason be, she has no children. So how does she know what your public schools are like or what? I mean, I don't understand. Number two, she did not take her husband's name. Now, I gave you all time to gasp, oh my God, but are we still 80 to 90% of women? I don't know. Don't yell at me. Take their husband's name. It's not the end of the world, but she didn't, okay? They have two, not one, Gulfstream jets, okay? And this is a billionaire family. Is David Perdue a billionaire also? So all of these things where she's concerned, and she is supposed to reconnect Republicans in Georgia to suburban housewives, sorry I called you that, or suburban professional moms or professional women, regardless. She's supposed to do all that reconnecting. How is she going to do that? Okay? Now, let me go with a couple articles, and I'm going to move this segment along. The Washington Times, okay? Kelly Loeffler works to win over Trump skeptical conservatives. This came out January 9th. Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler has been working overtime to win over skeptical conservatives and pro-lifers who were hostile in her appointment. I wasn't hostile. Support and hustling to build support to hold on to the Senate seat in November's election. As criticism mounted last month about her appointment to fill the seat, fellow Republican Johnny Isakson retired. Loeffler worked the phones and met privately with some of her most vocal critics who said her unclear record on abortion should disqualify her. Now, when it says she met quietly with her most vocal critics, I don't know if I made the list of most vocal critics. I was not hostile, but she didn't meet with me, and she didn't call me, and she didn't try to win me over. Okay? I'm going to say, I don't have time to prove it, but let's say a lot of people in the last month became paid advocates in some form or another, right? Let's just say. Paid advocates in one form or another. Let's just say that happened, okay? There was a lot of misplaced information out there at the first face-to-face conversation. Can go a long way, Ms. Loeffler told Washington Times last month. For example, I sat down with Marjorie Dannerfelser, president of the Susan B. Anthony list. Like Marjorie, Georgians can rest assured knowing my pro-life record will be reflected in my work in the Senate. Let's go with one more. 1 week in office, Kelly Loeffler is already a target. Newly minted U.S. Senator Kelly Loeffler, Republican of Georgia, completed her first week in office with her name on 6 bills, 3 of them intended to restrict abortion. All right? So, here's my opinion. Her handlers are trying everything to keep Collins out of the race. They have gone from build the wall to every single thing, from impeachment to every paid advocate. I asked a person the other day, I said, why do you think I didn't get an interview? And the person looked at me and said, because Brian Pritchard would not have accepted the list of questions that they were going to be wanting him to ask. And that's exactly right. Every interview has been scripted, canned, everything. Why now? What about pro-life? She doesn't have any children, so how does she convince you of that? Well, her handlers, my opinion, say when she gets to the Senate, look, let's find a couple bills and get your name on there immediate. The first week, what we want to do is get your name on some bills, just knowing they're going nowhere probably, and nothing's going to happen. And at least we can get out there that you're starting to get pro-life cred in D.C. So my point is, when they try to tell you the grassroots is starting, Kelly is starting to win over the grassroots, I say no. Okay? No. Absolutely not. That's my opinion. No, not doing it. Now, I call her, okay, I call her supporters AstroTurf. Remember? AstroTurf. 100%, that's her supporters. AstroTurf. Now, I think Doug Collins should run for a couple reasons. And I'll start with the first ones. Now, sometimes people don't like it if you bring family into the conversation. Sometimes they don't like it. But I'm going to put this picture up, and I hope I can explain and not upset some people. But she can't win if Collins decides. Okay? Number 18. Now, this is Congressman Doug Collins. This is two of his sons. I forget their names. I don't have their names right off. But they are awesome young men. I've met these guys. Okay. All right. And in the wheelchair is Doug Collins' daughter, Jordan. I probably should have looked that up. If I got that wrong, I apologize, okay? But that's Congressman Collins' daughter. And next to Congressman Collins is his wife, Lisa. Now, I didn't put any notes together. Heck, I can get a lot of things wrong here. But I don't know if she's currently, but let's just say Lisa Collins, school teacher. School teacher. You think with 3 children, okay? 1 in a wheelchair. School teacher, 3 kids, 1 in a wheelchair. Do you think Susan Collins has more of a chance connecting to suburban mothers out there? Do you? Doug Collins, forget congressman, the son of a Georgia State patrolman, okay, in Gainesville. 3 kids. Do you think that family connects a little more with Georgians? Well, Doug can't win in suburban Atlanta. I disagree. I highly disagree. Now, let me get to a couple of the bigger reasons why Collins should run. Number 1, his political capital has never been higher. Never. Unless, and all jokes aside, unless Congressman Collins goes into a burning building and rescues a baby right now, his political capital will never be higher. It just won't. He is now. Will he maintain it throughout this impeachment? Yes, but right now his political capital. 2, the grassroots. Now here is something that Loeffler may be missing, but I know her campaign team is not. Now I know you hope, okay? I know you hope that we don't have elections where outside money comes in. We don't like it. We don't like when Stacey Abrams gets money poured in from California. We don't like it, okay? But let me say something. Loeffler, let's go back to number 5, okay? Loeffler's support in Georgia is AstroTurf. It's not grassroots. Collins' support in Georgia is true grassroots. But let me tell you what Collins has right now that absolutely can win him the Senate. He has the grassroots of America. I mean, this guy's got grassroots support in the conservatives in California, upstate New York, grassroots support, Pennsylvania, Iowa. This guy has grassroots support all over the United States. This guy's going to have endorsements like you would not believe all over the country. He is going to have people pouring in money all over the United States to help him. This guy is probably, you take Jim Jordan and Doug Collins, I don't want to go too far into the Republicans, but this guy probably has the largest grassroots, true grassroots support in the entire United States of America. Period. They're going to pour the money in for this guy. This guy has gotten, hey, he's doing his job, but he's gotten what I would say, hey, at Super Bowl rates, it's millions of dollars worth of free advertisement on Fox News and all the others. She cannot beat Collins. Well, he'll split the party. Somebody said he'll be running straight against Brian Kemp. No. Actually, this guy can run and never bring it up. And every time they say, hey, Congressman Collins, does this mean you do not agree with Brian Kemp's pick for Senate? All Collins has to do is craft that, that's the governor's constitutional duty to do that. He did fulfill his constitutional duty as governor. I like the governor, but, the people of Georgia would like an opportunity to have candidates to vote for. That's it. Candidates to vote for. He doesn't have to come out and he could say, well, does this really mean you're head-to-head with Brian Kemp? No. Governor's going to run in 2022. No, this is me giving Georgians an opportunity. Now, his political capital has never been higher, okay? He will raise money across the United States. He has support, okay, like you would not believe across this state and across the nation. This guy will win the 9th district. He'll win like the 11th district, the 14th district. He will win in this jungle primary so strong against her, okay? And then if he goes head-to-head in a runoff against a Democrat, we'll see what happens. But I think Congressman Collins needs to run now if he wants to run, period. And I can go deeper and deeper in the reasons why. But I just gave you the reasons why, okay? And no, she is not connecting with Georgia. I mean, I'm not saying she's not connecting with me because she didn't do an interview. I just know what's really going on behind the scenes. And let me say this, okay? Donald Trump, the President of the United States, for sometimes people say you can't say what the president's, you can't guess what the president's going to do. There is absolutely no way he can run and endorse Carly Loeffler over Doug Collins. That would be very, very tough after Collins has done everything he's had to do to defend the president against this phony impeachment. It would be really hard for President Donald Trump to come out. Now, he may not endorse Collins. He may send out a tweet saying, well, the people of Georgia now have a decision to make, and I really do like Doug, but we're going to leave it up to the people of Georgia. But President of the United States cannot directly come out, in my opinion, and endorse Kelly Loeffler over Doug Collins. Just saying. Collins, if he wants to be senator, should run now, period. I'm going to take a break, come back. We're going to talk about Pelosi. We're going to talk about Iran, and we're going to talk about what the RNC is doing in Charlotte at the convention. Take us a break.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Okay, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. There is the way that you can get in touch with the show right there. And also the ways you can follow us on social media. You ever Google, go to Wikipedia. Google Wikipedia, list of Republicans who opposed the 2016 Donald Trump presidential campaign. That's an interesting read on Wikipedia. You know, I'm a little cautious when I go to Wikipedia, but particularly on this one here, it would be interesting to do a read. Now, Nancy Pelosi, let's go into impeachment, okay? Trump needs to bring, and what did Steve Bannon say in an interview with Marie Bartiromo this past weekend? Trump needs to bring the flamethrowers. I mean, seriously, what did he say? Quote, the fire breathers need to be there. Doug Collins, all of them. The fire breathers need to be there at the impeachment hearing. So Nancy Pelosi says, let's see, number 28. Give me number 28. Yesterday she's on MSNBC there this morning, had this. She's on will witnesses testify in the trial. Okay. Number 29, battle over Trump's impeachment. Now, Mick Mulvaney and John Bolton will not tell anything, okay? Bolton may want to sell books. His name is relevant. As my brother said, Bolton's mad because they killed Soleimani and he wanted to be in the room, whatever. But they're not going to get anything, okay? And there is executive privilege. No matter what anybody says, there's executive privilege. And there are some things that the executive branch of the White House there, the executive branch has to do to protect executive privilege, all right? So CNN got into the game this morning. Let's go with this. Number 56, okay? Number 56, Pelosi accuses McConnell of cover-up. Cover-up. 4 a.m., first thing out of the box. Trump and McConnell, a cover-up, okay. Number 55, Trump accuses McConnell of a cover-up. Now, yesterday, we can't play the 17 minutes because it is absolute torture, and we're against torture here. Nancy Pelosi is delusional. I do not know how somebody sits there for 17 minutes and listens to her. But let's go to the ABC interview at the point. You got the point. Let's go to that video at that time we set up to listen to her.
Calms rather than escalate.
I want to ask you a question about the 2020 election and foreign policy again. Bloomberg is reporting this Friday the possibility that there's an investigation now on whether or not the Russians are trying to help President Trump and hurt Joe Biden. Again, we see that right there. U.S. poses Russia's targeting Biden in 2020 election meddling. The probe comes as senior U.S. officials are warning that Russia's election interference in 2020 could be more brazen than in 2016 or the 2018 midterm elections. How worried are you about Russian interference in 2020? Are we doing all we can to prevent it?
No, and the President of the United States is in complete denial about Russia's role. As I have said, in terms of this president, all roads lead to Putin. He said he's not going to accept the assessment of our own intelligence agent that they were very much involved in 2016 election, that 24/7 now they are still engaged. He's trying to blame it on Ukraine and this silliness that has been debunked again and again, but he and his folks still keep advancing it. Everything that he has done, whether it's in Syria vis-a-vis the Turks, whether it's been in Ukraine in terms of withholding assistance as they try to fight the Russians, his denial about their role in our election then and now, all roads lead to. And sometimes I wonder about Mitch McConnell too. Why is he an accomplice to all of that? He has resisted.
I can only take so much, folks. So I can't go with too much Pelosi in the morning. The point is here, okay? I have said, now I understand impeachment. Let me just say this. She wants to see what the Senate's going to do. Will there be more articles of impeachment? They are determined to complete the biggest crime, the biggest coup in history. I mean, you could go in and look at leaders that were poisoned. I'm not joking. Killed. I mean, what they are doing, going down the line of history with President Donald Trump, is no different. So we're going to see what other articles of impeachment. But I told you months ago. We talked about this months ago. Okay. Impeachment won't stop Trump. They want to do campaign commercials. Hey, will you vote for the first impeached president of the United States? They're going to pull out all the stops, pull everything out. But if all else fails, Trump will win again, according to them, because all roads lead to Russia. So let me just point this out very quickly, and then we'll get on to something else I have here. This is something you're going to want to keep under your hat. And remember when. Okay? Number 41. Who's reporting this? Bloomberg. U.S. probes if Russia is targeting Biden in 2020 election meddling. Is Russia targeting Biden? Now hold on, I got another one I want to show you. Hang on, leave that one up there. Is Russia targeting Biden? Remember, I told you that, okay? Biden loses, it's because of what Trump has done, all right, to try to attack, okay, Biden and Hunter during this campaign. The Russians are doing this, according to Pelosi. All right, I guess I don't have the other part I want on that. But as I have said over and over, Russia, right? Russia is going to be the reason Biden loses, maybe. Again, don't forget, they will probably not certify. I'm thinking the election, this will be one we might be setting up, and they will not declare a winner that night. Just saying. All right, let's move to Pelosi for a minute on the charges of impeachment. Number 27. Pelosi writes to Democrat colleagues, I am very proud of the courage and patriotism exhibited by our House Democrat caucus. We support and defend the Constitution. I have asked Judicial Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler to be prepared to bring to the floor next week a resolution to appoint managers and transmit articles of impeachment to the Senate. I will be consulting with you at our Tuesday House Democrat caucus meeting on how to proceed further. So Nancy's playing her games, and tomorrow she will go a little further with the House caucus meeting. Take a break, come back with Iran, and we close with the RNC in Charlotte. I want to start touching on something going on in the Republican Party. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Let me go with this, okay? Let me just say this, not doubling back on Kelly Loeffler, our new senator. I will not give the person, but in Johns Creek, this is January 11th. This is at the Rivermont Golf Club in Johns Creek. Surprise visit by Kelly Loeffler for Fulton County GOP breakfast. Features Speaker Jan Jones was very encouraging. Jan Jones. But Kelly showed up at Johns Creek at Rivermount Golf Club this past Saturday unannounced. Fulton County GOP breakfast. There's all kinds of pictures of her there. Way to go. Now, on the Facebook post from the person that was in attendance, BKP, I said, did Kelly take open questions from the floor? The answer back from the person, no, she did not. She didn't take open questions. No, that's why. I mean, I don't dislike her. I mean, great basketball player, obviously, smart businesswoman, but I don't dislike her. But the handlers, are we going to go with our senator has to be the billionaire class? I don't know. We will see. Okay, so let's go here. Now, number one, we're going to run through some pictures. Right? John Kerry, Iran, number one. Then we have, let's flip to 16. Now we have John Kerry saying, please vote for Joe Biden, because if he can become president, we'll be out of the ringer. Please vote for Joe. We got to get him in. I'm telling you right now, if Trump gets back in, my ass is in big trouble. I could go to prison here. I look a little bit like Jeffrey Epstein. I could die in prison if I turn evidence on the Clintons and they could lose the tape. Please vote for Joe. Number one, there's John Kerry, former Secretary of State, working out a deal with Zarif, is that it? Number one there, the Iranian defense minister. You know what Iran did not put up this morning? Number two, they did not put up crisis with Iran. They didn't do that this morning. Interesting. But now we have all right, so President Trump sends out in Arabic, let's go with number 15, okay? My understanding is, I think, what is the language? Arabic, right? He put out a tweet. The kids love this guy around the world. Love him. Just in America, we're teaching our kids not to love him, but they do around the world. Here's what Trump said to the leaders of Iran: do not kill your protesters. They kill them, they put them in jail. Some dumb ass, and I mean straight dumb ass, person on TV this morning or yesterday said, well, they do allow them to protest. They put their asses in jail, kill them. What the hell's wrong with you? Do not kill your protesters. Thousands have already been killed or imprisoned by you, and the world is watching. More importantly, the U.S. is watching. Turn your internet back on and let reporters roam free. Stop the killing of your great Iranian people. Oh my God, so Trump's not like against reporters? Wants them to roam free? Interesting. In this country, so Trump puts out this tweet right here. The media cannot friggin' take it, Jack. Can't take it. All right? So, give me number 22. Iran faces fresh protests. Fresh ones, new ones, not like the old ones, after admitting it shot down a plane killing 176. Remember, I started the show by asking, put it into columns. Ukrainian passenger jet shot down. Iran killed with Russian missiles. Okay. Russian missiles. Iran killed how many Ukrainians with Russian missiles? On the other column, how many Ukrainians or Canadians or Brits were killed while waiting by Russians while waiting for financial assistance, military assistance from the Trump administration? How many were killed then? Interesting. Just say it, okay? And Iran wants a nuclear weapon. They shot 176 people out of the sky like it's deer season. And they want a nuke. And Trump is, first thing Trump's, well, let me say, let's ask now, would Trump have would he have the power to stop that? All right. Number 23, Iran protests turned violent in anger over downed plane. Okay. Number 24. Okay. The admission by Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Undetermined credibility of information provided by senior officials who for 3 days had admittedly dismissed. Folks, missile strike as Western. They had video. There was video. Here we go. Espers didn't see, number 25, Espers didn't see evidence of plot to hit embassies. I've had enough Pelosi for one day. Number 30, these two corrupt people. Defense Secretary says he saw no specific evidence that Iran targeted 4 embassies. Here's Espers on number 31. I really like this guy on Face the Nation. He saw no threat of 4 embassies like the president said. Here's number 32. Defense Secretary said he saw no threats. Here's the whole group. All right. Now, this is the one I really like, folks. I really like this. Approval of President Trump's handling of the situation with Iran. Right? Ready? Okay. 33. Only 43% approve it. 56% disapprove. Really? You believe that phony poll? Sorry. So let me get to. I gotta get to. Every once in a while, I'll do the election stuff in just a second. Okay. Let me get through with the number 42. White House struggles to explain motive for strike. Let's see what else I have left here. Number 49, CNN, Iranians protest regime over down jet. Some chant death to dictator, demand Ayatollah step down. This guy here, number 50, he's sitting down with somebody. His sister, I think, and niece were killed. And they asked him, they said, well, he's on Ontario, Canada. Well, Iran accidentally said it was no accident. I mean, this is what this guy says, but he said it was no accidents. 51, they're trying to make, again, the White House and everyone surrounding the White House as bumbling idiots. Officials try to explain Iran intel. Try to explain it. Okay, number 52. Officials try to explain Iranian intel. Number 53. Soleimani planned attacks on 4 embassies. They just can't come up with the answers. Let me see what I have left. Okay. All right, so let's go to Iowa. We want to go there. Every once in a while, when somebody gets one, you got to give it to them, folks. You got to give it to them. So let me see, where is the... All right, so here's number 38. You got to give a guy something when he gets it. Iowa's in 22 days. Wow, crazy Bernie Sanders is surging in the polls. Looks very good against his opponents in the do-nothing party. So what does all of this mean? Stay tuned. What does all of this mean? What did Bernie reply to the tweet, number 37? It means you're going to lose. Sometimes, what does all this mean? Bernie jumped back and said, it means you're going to lose. Every once in a while, you got to say one and like it, okay? Now, here's one, number 39. Michael Bloomberg is telling George Soros, hold my beer for a minute. Bloomberg is open to spending $1 billion to defeat Trump. Said he would mobilize his well-financed political operation to help Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren win. And he didn't say Joe Biden. He didn't say Joe Biden win in November if either is the party nominee. Number 40, Bloomberg to fund sizable campaign effort through November. He is looking to spend $1 billion, not on Joe Biden. Not on Joe Biden. Let's go to number 43. You look here, Bernie's up in Iowa, 2017. Warren, 16. Peter Pan Buttigieg, Biden's at 15. All right. Will there be some ugly attacks tomorrow night? Now, this is the one I have said how long, okay? Here's New Hampshire. Let's go into New Hampshire really quick at number 35. Peter Pan Buttigieg is leading right now, 20, 19 for Biden, 18 for Bernie, 15 Warren. So we're going to have back-to-back. But here's the one I really like is a poll like this. Let me get it. And they have to go to the, well, wait a minute. Who did they go to? Let's see. Number 21. I've always laughed at this one because you go from, they got to keep Joe in the race, right? So you go from Iowa to New Hampshire, and then you go to South Carolina. So 2020 Democrat nomination among black voters. Joe Biden is way out there with 48%. Now, he's just a little upset that there's not enough black voters in Iowa or New Hampshire to pull him over. But when he gets to South Carolina, 48. Next is Bernie. You want me to believe that 48% of black voters can't wait to vote for Joe Biden, this crusty old guy. I know people say they see him as Obama's, vice president, and they will vote for him. And I love it because they had to do what? They had to go out and get this guy, all right, number 34, to explain it. Washington Post, all right, Ipsos, poll, Biden leads the field among black voters, 48. So they got to go out and get this bozo Eddie Claude Jr. to explain it. I'm almost out of pictures, but I want to do something on the RNC, and I don't want to miss that. You want to stay with the end, okay? I promise. Let's go to a break, and I want to talk about the RNC for a reason and what's going to happen at the convention. This is something we got to start talking about, and you should pay attention. Take a break.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hey folks, I'm your host BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, I like to do some things out in advance, okay? So Destiny, I really seriously want to write down 9:50. The show is 1:13, and at 9:50 we discuss this, okay? So we can go back and look for it. And, all right, so this is so far out front, and you should start looking it up on the internet. And you need to track this. All right, now that I've said all those things, give me number 13. Now, remember something, okay? Don't feel all of a sudden that all Republicans love Donald Trump. Okay? Don't do that. This is very important. You need to get this segment out to everybody because we're going to start talking about this. Let's just say, Destiny, do me a favor. I do not want to do this myself. I want you to Google what percentage of Republicans support President Donald Trump? Republicans. What percentage of Republicans support President Donald Trump? Okay, no, wait, okay. And when she tells me, it's going to be so easy. She's going to give me a number. We'll just take whatever number she gives me. So Republicans will be coalescing in Charlotte for 2020, Republican National Convention. What I want to start talking about now is the day after. Yes. The day after. You know when the balloons drop, what do you got there? You can do a couple different ways. You should see a Republican support for Donald Trump at all-time high or something, 95, 92%, whatever. If you'll give me any... Huh? That's it right now? Okay. That's all Google's letting you have. So let's just go there. Let's just change this real quick. So you're hearing all-time high Republican support. We're going to give him 95. Okay? But what does that mean? There's 5% of Republicans that don't support the President of the United States of America. Maybe it's the 5% that plan to go to 2020 and take the convention and take the party back. Just saying. Now, there's something I want you to remember with just 8 minutes left in the show, is that there's going to be the day after the convention. All right? Remember this. Donald Trump will do one or two things. Here's a profound statement, win or lose, right? The election. But the day Republicans leave Charlotte, they're going to have a game plan the next morning when they check out. They're going to have a game plan of how to turn this party back into the party of Romney-McCain. I'm telling George W. Whether you like him or not, I don't want to go back there. Well, BKP, you don't know what you're talking about. It's going to be a smooth convention. No, it's not. So let me say this because we're going to start building up to it. In 2016, don't forget, Paul Manafort's in jail. You know, we don't need him, right? Paul Manafort was actually brought on the Trump campaign because somebody told Donald that he could go through the floor of the convention and get him the delegates, remember? Remember 2016, right? That delegates were going to go and flip. Delegates were going to vote from the floor against Trump. Delegates were going to turn, this and that, right? You see, 2016 was action-packed with all kinds of things that was going to happen to Donald Trump. The never-Trumpers, right? 2016. Guess what? 2016 was packed with delegates that supported Trump. True delegates. It was a different kind of convention. Cleveland was a different kind of convention than they've ever had. It was different. It was Trump supporters. It was just simple, good old people and jean jackets and Trump hats. There were mega hats all over. These people, they were Trump delegates. They're not going to be this time. Well, what's that mean? They're going to go vote for Trump. What are you trying to say they won't be? They won't be. They're going to be never Trumpers. Your Trump delegates that went to Cleveland are getting pushed aside for Never Trumpers to go to Charlotte under the guise of supporting Donald Trump. So here's the huddle and the game plan. Here's what we got to do, folks. We know we're really Never Trumpers, okay? We know we're wolves in sheep's clothing. But we got to come out, pretend all of us love Trump so we can get to Charlotte. Now, Trump's going to get on the stage. Here's the plan. Trump's going to get on the stage. We're going to drop the balloons. We're all going to go out and cheer, okay? We're all going to go out and cheer. But as soon as we leave, we will have control of the party. Well, how do I know this? Because let me give you an example, okay? Let me give you a quick example, right? Baseball. The regular beer-drinking Joes or whatever. Who fills the stadiums throughout the year, right? The regular people fill the stadiums, right? Baseball games. But then it comes down to World Series tickets. Only certain people get the World Series tickets, okay? And we look at all the boxes there at the World Series that night, and Joe Buck says, well, it's easy to see. We don't have the regulars out there. There's no hot dogs with mustard stains on your shirt and all that. There, here's so-and-so. They're starring in a new show, right? Right? Still the same game, baseball, right? Still the same team, right? Your team, but a whole different set of fans. And what do you and I say every year at the World Series? Those are not true fans. There was 80,000 people in the stands last week, and there's 80,000 now, but something changed. That's going to be the convention. Why? Because you think of it like this. The night that Trump gives his speech, right? And everybody's going to cheer. There's going to be 4 days of meetings, rules, committees that take place. And you know what they're going to plan for at the convention? They're going to plan for the next morning. How to take back the party from you, the Trump voters. You think I'm wrong? I am correct. I know I'm right. Hey, how about this for a banner, number 59? How about this? Re-elect Trump. Donald, keep America great. 2020, President of the United States. That happens to be my sister in front of a major banner in a warehouse where they were having a meeting. How's that for a re-elect Donald Trump? The actual real delegates that were there last time, they are pushing them out all over the United States. They want to take back the party, folks, and they don't want to turn it over to... I'm going to say this. I'm watching this, is why I wrote this down. The very minute Trump is gone, Republicans feel the very minute Trump is gone, Trump needs to be gone. Well, wait a minute, if he gets reelected, he'll be there 4 years. No. To them, the morning after is when they will start planning for 2024, right? 2024. When Trump is gone. See, to the Republican Party, to me, Trump will be gone the day after. That's my thought. Now, will he have the support? Is it going to be tough? They're going to have to work under the scenes, but don't think they're not going to use that convention to get their structure back and their people in place. So in 2024, people like this. Number 7, the Romney side of the party, Kelly Loeffler. Maybe people like Stacey Abrams might get elected in Georgia. Just saying. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to get out just a couple minutes early today. And we will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. You have a beautiful Monday. I hope everybody's okay. Don't forget, tonight, who do you think? What's your pick on tonight? Give me number 12. What is your pick? LSU? Clemson? Just saying. Tonight, national champ. Oh, well, I say I'm going to get out early. It is 9:59 now. Yes. I have not watched one single NFL football game this year. Not one. Last year, I said I probably was not going to watch the Super Bowl. Here is my dilemma on the Super Bowl, folks. Depends on if I get invited to a party, that's A, and B, whose party it is. Because I'm going to tell you something. My friends, they put out some pretty good snacks. They put out good snacks. I'm just saying. Just saying. They put out good snacks. Just saying. So sometimes I may go to the party, might not watch the game because the snacks. I'm just saying. My friends put out the snacks. Anyhow, I'm your host, BKP. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Can't wait to get here already. Enjoy your day. Take us out of here.